Yeah, last time we saw Venomancer jungle, at least me, was a puppy playing it, and the net worth advantage that it gave them was pretty good. It actually accelerated at a good pace. It kind of looks like he's going the same build. He's starting to regen, so that means that 3-3 is going to have a tougher time, but like he said in that interview a couple weeks ago, he likes playing the harder than normal lanes because he knows that it's giving more things to his team, which if they can get a good timing on the levels here for snaking and Draw Ranger has a good lane, then they can absolutely do some good stuff and set some tempo that should put Team Liquid on the back foot.
And I think if one person can really, do well with this sort of transitioning Venomancer that goes into jungle or whatnot, it's definitely snaking, although hold that thought as 33 is already had a little bit of a skirmish over here with Liquid, but it's going to be absolutely fine. But yeah, we've seen Snaking play the Enigma, right? He goes straight into jungle, and he does a lot with this particular hero. Granted, this time around, not that giant ultimate in the sense of, like a black hole where he's going to be able to turn the tides of fights, but definitely he's going to be very farmed.
Yeah, he should be able to get good levels and good farm and then use that to control a lot of area with plague wards and things like that. And in fact, he can use them right now. This is kind of one of the nice things about Veno Jungle is that you can get plague wards level 1 and it doesn't feel like you're completely gimping your game. So this should be fine. It will only going to be 1 there for the Radiant side. A nice fire snap cookie from the Snapfire.
And they're already cutting down some of these wards here as they go through. Koifa making his way down to the bot lane. Are they? They're starting off with something that looks like a tri-lane. No, they're moving off here.
Nope. Yep, just normal lanes for Liquid here. Mickey, tiny safe lane should be doing pretty darn good here. Not that I expect Axe to contest very much, so I think the most interesting battle will be just how fast Snaking farms, and then how much Insania gets done, despite the fact that he's against a solo hero. So if you can keep 3-3 pretty zoned solo, it's going to keep 3-3 behind where he would like to be. And could change a lot here.
I mean, this is, as long as they start to do like some sort of stacks as well for the Axe, I think it'll be fine, even if he's being, really challenged here. But it is interesting that Snaking is starting off just straight off the bat in the jungle. Yeah,
it should work pretty good. He's about to basically be able to pull 2 camps together. One's a large camp, one is a medium camp, I believe. So he should be able to accelerate pretty quick here. Plus, he's got the Bladestone to amplify their damage by 10%, which ends up helping a lot. And Plague Wards deal extra damage against creeps and neutrals, less against heroes. So, this is going to be pretty quick. If I hadn't seen Puppy do this once before, I'd be a lot more unsure about it. But it just takes a lot of resources to contest him, and it's just more important basically for Taiga to secure Quakeface farm. So they're basically just going to let him do this, and because it's just not that worth it. Let Drow have an easy lane and to zone Slardar, for example. They'll do more, just let him get his farm.
Now, how concerned are we, though, here with the fact that 33 is getting pushed so far back? And also, I want to highlight the fact that Liquid, usually we see Sumail being the one who's kind of, making these moves early, setting the tempo. This time around, it is, of course, Mickey who's going to be making those moves on the Tiny.
How do we feel? Fine. It should be fine because of who Tiny is as a hero. He's very good at roaming around and getting kills. Mickey plays a lot of mid, so he's got the same, he knows how to roam, he knows how to get kills and pressure like that, so it should be fine. The only thing that's going to be a negative is that Mickey is going to have less levels because he's in a safe lane instead of a solo lane, so he might not have as many levels of Avatos quite as early. But
okay. Well, 33 just going to do some creep wave mechanics here, trying to just pull off the side. Doesn't want to really stay in that lane too much. And then the bottom lane, nice. Skeeter's managing to handle very nicely.
And Insania did a great job getting one of the camps pulled. In fact, both. Right, you can't pull to these ones. But he got a range creep to stay in the area, which is good. He's doing a good job limiting what Axe is getting out of this lane. Only 2 last hits right now for 3-3. But
he's getting the levels at the very least, right? I feel like that's pretty important.
It is.
The traditional off lane. It was always just, getting those levels online.
He's basically not aiming to get like a fast Vanguard and abuse that. He's just trying to get levels, that way he can catch up and contribute to fights later on. Or when his team starts death pushing, he doesn't necessarily have to be there. He can go push a different lane instead.
That's true.
So Treant Protector did get some buffs recently. Leech Seed mana cost is really low right now. It's only 80, and it got returned to its AoE aspect. So the Leech Seed will heal everybody on your team if you're fighting near the Leech Seeded target. So that basically puts Treant back to an amazing lane stabilizer, which is part of the reason that he's pretty effective here.
Is he still going to be as effective as we get further into the late game? I know, definitely having the overgrowth, which pierces, Magic Immunity, super value, but as this game goes further on, is he still going to have that impact?
So it's a little different. He doesn't get invis at level 10 talent anymore. He has to buy a shard to do that. So he can't be as annoying with split pushing just by being level 10. He has to spend money or wait to 20 minutes. That part is worse. But mostly Tree and Protector, other than the nice overgrowth aspect, which is absolutely right. Great against BKBs or people who don't have Manta. Ooh, maybe a kill here.
He's got the cookie hop. They're going to need a little bit more slow than that. So Taiga's going to be absolutely fine.
But other than that, other than that ability to split push and delay your towers dying, just being able to armor your trees or your towers to keep them alive helps give you an advantage and should help keep his team ready to push. And that could be a really big thing if he uses Leech Seed in pushing circumstances. Because if he gets a couple points in it, he could actually really help keep creep waves alive. Because the amount of heal that you pump out later is a huge amount. You can do like 300 AoE heal. Like if he goes like a Holy Locket or something, this could be busted. And he did buy a really fast Fluffy Hat.
Good old Fluffy Hat Spata, though, a little bit out of position here, is getting slowed down, though, with the bash from Koifa, and that is going to be the first blood. They might be able to turn this around over onto Koifa if they can keep that vision, but they don't really have it here. Skeeter walks right next to him. He's already able to teleport out.
So he tried to hit a timing there. He got the level 2 Leech Seed, and then they went for a fight, but that minus armor was just way too much.
Top lane 33 is just poking a little bit here with Insania, but it's allowing Mickey so much farm, because it is just too hard for this Axe to really be there in that lane. And another nice thing you noticed earlier, too, coming out from the side of Tundra, is they made sure to get themselves the water runes. So we talk about the mid lane being a little bit more forgiving recently. There's a lot of regen available, but not when the supports are making those rotations.
Yeah, it's a tough one for Morphling. He had an empty bottle, too, so he's going to have to go back and heal as a result of that. So pretty big rotation. I mean, Fado had basically perfect items for that engagement. He's got a Ring of Protection as well and the Fluffy Hat, but the minus armor from Lil Shredder plus the physical damage from Slardar just cut right through him a little bit too hard. So he was not expecting to die there, and that's going to hurt their lane a little bit. That could have catapulted them into a better advantage.
Now, is this a situation? I know we had another game where there was a lot of minus armor coming out from one of the particular teams. In fact, I had a TA on top of that. Do you just start stacking armor on people too to help, kind of tank them up so that they can survive these engagements, or? Yep.
Yeah, armor is the best counter to minus armor. So heroes that have high armor, like Morphling or like Drow Ranger, who has a lot of agility, they naturally counter minus armor lineups. Usually, like strength heroes are really countered by minus armor. Is one of the better versions, better heroes to have minus armor against, because they just don't have as much agility. But agility heroes typically just get a lot of armor for free.
But
is this
a situation too? Oh, there's a nice double damager in here available for 9. Is this also a situation where we're getting to see, the Solar Crest and like the medallion, so you can stack on those sorts of things too, going full maximum armor build?
Yeah, and that's why Snapfire loves that build, because not only can you use it offensively for minus armor with the medallion, or you can just put on your cores later to push. But with that said, I'm not 1,000% sure if Tundra is going to want to go Solar Crest. It's still really good for pushing towers with Drow, but she's naturally long range, so she can siege towers pretty safely just with extra attack range. She may not need a Solar Crest to do it quite as quickly here.
Well, I wasn't sure for some of the other heroes though to be able to stack it up.
Yeah, but it's more about amplifying your carry. So because Drow doesn't need it as bad, maybe they won't bother that much. It's possible. I like this scan here by 3-3 protecting himself against an Avatos and Mickey could have grabbed him with. He's going to go the long way back to his tower. It's done a good job so far. He doesn't have that many last hits, but he's level 5. Ooh, fight.
The cookie hop forward. They silenced up Koifa, but it didn't matter because Taiga had the cookie, and now Koifa's just gonna go run down Skeeter right underneath the tower. They just need one more hit. He's gonna tank some of this damage, and they have the salve actually, but they'll go right in again. Another hit, and that's a dead Skeeter. Koifa still being chased here by Fata. He's gonna get a nice crush off. Is it gonna be enough though? Can he run away? That slow coming out plus those plague wards giving the vision. They need a little bit more damage to take down Koifa. They don't quite have it. He's off in the corner. He eventually will fall.
Ooh, that's painful for Tundra. When you go Drow lineups, you kind of want to like win your lane convincingly, but this is twice now that Koifa's gotten kills before dying. So they put the Leech Seed on him everything. Skeeter was getting a lot of heal from it, but Slardar is so good at running down opponents. So even though Drow has some advantages, if she gets heroes on top of her, she's always going to struggle. Top, getting Avatos partially, but he's okay for now.
Yeah, they get the call off over on 33, and it's interesting to see Snaking now making these rotations up to the top lane. had a little bit of that start in the jungle, and now it feels like they kind of would like to place some pressure over on that tower.
He's doing like a mix of like trying to help, but still jungling occasionally too. He's got a fast earn here, so his mana regen is great and all, but his net worth, and this is good or bad, depending on how you look at it, it's the same as Drow Rangers. So Drow is definitely struggling here, but Drow's only about 400 behind Slar, so it's not the end of the world, but the net worth distribution is looking scary to me. I would like, for Tundra's favor, to see Drow like towards the top, because there just are some good matchups against her. Tiny's halfway to his Blink Dagger. He's not pressured. He's level 8. Insania's going to hit 6 a bit late because he spent a lot of time running around chasing Axe, but I think everything looks pretty darn good for Liquid right now. I think the only thing that's a little rough for them is they don't have the best ganking heroes. Outside of like Tiny Blink, or until Slarda gets his, it's a little bit hard for them to get little safe, efficient pickoffs. It's like they have to do these like big fights with you know, Mortimer's Kisses and Warlock, Fatal Bonds, Golem, that kind of stuff.
I'm a little surprised that they haven't done much scouting over here on the side of Tundra, considering that they do have like a Venomancer, right? So you can see, Insania is known for making all of these stacks. I'm surprised they haven't tried to go for an invasion and try to take control of those, considering they do have an Axe.
I think Axe has certainly wanted to, but it's not always super easy. Like, it feels like every time he crosses the river, every time I look at him, the Warlock's chasing him somewhere. So I'm sure he'd love to take the stacks, but I just don't think it's quite available to him right now. And it isn't going to be until Mickey gets forced out of his lane that they go clear these, I think. Because if Mickey stays here, it feels dangerous for anybody to take the lane efficiently, whether snaking or the Axe. So that's why, and now Sumail's going to start working on him too.
To teleport down to the bottom lane. It's like they're going to try to make something happen. Here's Koifa over in the trees. 9 will scout out with the Illusory Orb. Koifa getting off that crush. They follow up the Dream Coil, though. Silence coming out from 9. Can they do enough damage? Tiny, though, he's here as well as he just tosses 9 up into the air. He will fall as well as Fata. And these long-range kisses coming out here over onto Skeeter. They could go for a dive. I don't even know if they need it. They don't. Taiga just from downtown.
Oh, they rotated so well there. Mickey was super ready. They had this nice observer ward that was spotting in the lane, so I think they saw the rotation coming or something, but they reacted so well, jumping Mickey in there in time. The problem is that Koifa is just really tanky. He was too difficult to kill. They don't have that much burst damage. Here's the initiation again. Yeah, they jump in, the Avatos comes in, they use Cookie Jump as well, and instant 6 there, and as a result he gets to pick off Drow. There's nothing Drow can do other than run. Maybe he could have juked a little bit, but he's close to trees, so it was like kind of it's kind of difficult there. Taking now dying in the top lane. Sumail rotates over. Koifa gives vision. The hood is up on Slardar. His goal is just not to die because he knows he's the most vulnerable. And now the game's looking pretty scary for Tundra here. Avatos bot lane, Fata.
Yep. He even goes for the overgrowth, just trying to buy a little bit more time, but it doesn't matter. Taiga gets himself yet another kill, and the Blink Dagger on Tiny, I believe, now is revealed as well.
Rough one here. Very dangerous for Tundra. When you go Drow lineups like this, you're supposed to win your lanes and get ahead and sit in a good place, but I just wonder if the Drow was a better fighter in the laning stage and you paired that with Tree, yeah, maybe they win their lanes, but it just felt a little bit too weak against the Slardar.
I mean, I like the concept of what Tundra's doing again, and it was a little bit greedier when you considered that snaking was going to be doing, you know, the jungling. And they do have some solutions, right? They've got this capability of just dropping Plague Wards, canceling out Mickey's, you know, his Blink Dagger, and snaking can kind of push them back. But like you said, it's a very tempo lineup, and we haven't seen a lot of successful moves coming out from 9, unfortunately, on this puck either.
Yeah, the one rotation bottom did not work out. I mean, they have the one advantage they do have right now is Veno's excellent at defending towers, especially with level 4 Plague Wards. It just, the creeps pretty much just die no matter what, and they can just put living armor on the tree as well, or the tower as well, to heal it and give it armor. So it directly counters Snapfire Will Shredder, and also just keeps it more healed. So their goal is basically, even though they haven't necessarily won the laning stage, they can still buy themselves some time and some map control. They'll eventually kill their opponent's towers, and with that, it might make it easier for them to invade.
Ooh, that is a dead snaking. Taiga's on a killing spree.
Having to go 3-0 and 4 on Taiga. He's doing so well.
Well, I mean, these are the kind of moves that you like to see. You like to see your tempo hero moving around with +1 or +2, and double damage now over here on Sumail. They're just gonna rip down this middle tower, and there's really not much that they can do over on the side of Tundra.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna be able to defend this. They basically need Venom wards set up here to defend. But yeah, way too much damage, especially with the DD on Morphling. Yeah, good luck tanking 350 physical damage at this point of the game.
They're just gonna walk right into Roche. They have the capability to do this very quickly with the reduction on the armor. Liquid has just hit this pace, and you know, like we said, the Venomancer is nice, but he needs to be set up already. He needs to have those Plague Wards. It's very similar in terms of like attack keys in a sense, you know? You've got to have that stuff already in place, otherwise, you know, you can't do nearly as much.
It's just one of those kills that is really, really painful when you get picked off like that, but you are the tower defender. He left the bot lane probably because it felt unsafe to try to defend there, like very easily to get dived against Blink Tiny, but then he got caught in the jungle, then they shifted him in, that DD was perfect timing to get them a tower, and the Roche, 3k disadvantage now for Tundra.
That was
Looking
such a disgusted noise right there, just ugh.
They do have a blink on Axe though, no Vanguard, but just Ring of Health, but he's able to set up kills for his team, which is exactly what they need right now.
I was about to ask you.
Almost got Spirit Vessel too.
Do you like the fact that, you know, he just skipped the Vanguard completely? Because he did have a really rough laning stage, and he does need to be the initiator, like follow up along with 9 or what have you, but it feels a little scary, right?
It's the right thing to do, because if you go back for Vanguard, then yes, you're more survivable, but the whole goal of getting Vanguard super fast is that you get it so early that it blocks like all of the damage when it gets blocked. But now look what he can do. He's going to actually help in this fight. Vanguard wouldn't do that.
Look at the way Insania's positioned though. The jump forward immediately from 33. The go, they'll drop the Chaotic Offering, and they've got the Fatal Bonds. The silence is off. Toss back over on the back lines here from Mickey as he just blows up Snake King almost instantly. 33 next to fall, and 9 is just going to try to run away. They've got these long-range Mortimer Kisses though. They can find him over in the corner. They'll wait a little bit longer, but again, you can run, but you can't hide from these kisses.
And it works out again. The Hood, Treads, Wand, Bracer, Chipped Vest, Slardar, and he just tanks through it all the way through with help from Insania. Doesn't get in chop range. They just don't have that much burst damage at all on their lineup. The only hero that has burst basically is Puck. That's it. Maybe Axe a little bit, but game's looking very, very rough, because as it continues, Sumail gets more and more farmed.
That is a dead Snake King again. And again, we talked about this. You know, you do have that living armor coming out from this Treant Protector, but you also need these Plague Wards to be set up. And if you're dead, you don't have Plague Wards set up.
Yeah.
Drow's going to be so careful here. They could just get jumped immediately if they're not careful.
Yeah. It feels like the dam is broken to me, though. It feels really difficult to come back from this. Yes, they are defending the safe lane. Fada slowing it down with living armor and with Nature's Grasp. He's even putting wards behind the tower. That'll help him spot to see if he's about to get dived. So they'll keep the tier 1 alive, but losing mid and now the top tower just means that Roche control is negated, mostly from Tundra. At least it's a lot harder. It'll be very easy for Liquid to always retain Roche, get the shard, keep getting advantage there.
I mean, I would say that Tundra never had control of the Roche area after a certain point. Yeah, bot tower goes down. They're trying to get into position, but...
And he did this by himself, which is even more a sign of how the game looks rough. Sumail TPing for another DD rune. Very nice for him.
But I mean, you saw him earlier. He was in the bottom lane. He chased Fada around for a good, like, 10, 15 seconds, and he was just like, I don't need this, and just focused down on the wave. He's got his priorities straight here. All about the towers.
I wonder if Snake King should have jungled more hard and not tried to roam. I feel like he went bottom to try to help stabilize because they lost that first kill, but he only had like 1 Poison Sting, 2 Plague Wards, which was difficult. Treant Protector may be in trouble here.
Yeah, he used the Overgrowth just to slow down Koifa, but is going to be able to walk away. But you don't have Overgrowth, though. I guess you don't want to really fight just yet either on the side of Tundra. You're still having some difficulties, but feels like a big ulti to drop there just to disengage.
It is, but at least he gets to still put armor on the map. Fingers crossed. 3-3 in a position to get initiation here, but little does he know he's going to find Insania.
Goes right past Insania. Blinks away, though. I don't think Koifa's going to be able to find him in time now. He's out.
Koifa, finished pipe. No blink on him. He knows what his role is. He goes to the dangerous parts of the map. He gets backed up by his allies, and then his opponents will try to kill him, but with pipe, he resists the large majority of the damage coming from Tundra. Because unless Drow is there, and even if Drow's there, the damage is just not very high on the Tundra side. They really were supposed to like win the safe lane, kill Slardar. Drow was supposed to take control of the lane, and then Slardar's behind, and then it gives them a lot more space to like defend towers and get kills.
Which is scary because, oh, look at this. Immediately Fata spotted out. They don't quite land the avalanche, though, but Sumail just going right on in, finds Fata, Taiga waiting nearby, Cookie up forward, and the little shredder will clean up the tree.
that's a kill that wouldn't have happened in the last patch. He would have been invisible here at level 10, but until the 20-minute mark, he's not able to pick the shard up, and now this pressure is just so much easier. And oh my god. I think this tower is just dead. That's going to give them outpost control instantly at the 18-minute mark and just give them so much more experience advantage over the next 10 minutes.
The Aegis does end up getting reclaimed, so they won't have to worry about that. But again, it's just so scary. Like the fact they have so much control all over this map right now, coming out for the side of Liquid, and Tundra's just slowly getting choked out more and more. Where has the Veno been setting up these wards?
They took the top tier one, which is something to do at this point for freebies.
Yeah.
But oh no, that's a toss
Skeeter.
back on Skeeter.
The Sari comes out, and that's a dead drow. So.
Yep. And now the push continues. Another tier 2. More map control.
They had a ward over here. Did they spot out 33? I think they did. Yeah, look at this. Koifa's hunting. He knows he's there somewhere. Blinking. Okay, 33 should be able to survive that.
Still no blink on Slardar just yet. He's almost got it though, so he's only like a pipe ahead of where Axe is. That's all. No big deal.
No big deal. Oh god.
Yeah, this is utter map control here. And the other downside is that because Fada can stand in the trees, he's like the only person that can push lane. So his net worth is doing okay, but
33 walking into 3 heroes. They have, again, we talk about the vision game being so important here, and you can see all of these nice little points wherever Tundra would like to venture out and perhaps get into their own jungle. They have the vision, so they just get to jump on them each time. And like you said, Fata can walk through trees, but he can also die very, very easily too.
Yeah, that one felt to me like he was expecting maybe a lane ward like there was in the top lane, so maybe he felt safer walking to the jungle to get to that area. Yeah, but yeah, they spotted him in. Well, that smoke, Will they play any differently?
Another double damage. Oh my word.
Okay, they're going to back up briefly here to sit in a more defensive position because they know that their opponents are in desperation territory here.
I mean, they've got enough. This is the 3rd DD that Sumail's going to be picking up for this match. Like, they could just go wherever they want, blow up anyone. The only person might be a little difficult is, you know, trying to get their hands on 9 because it is a puck, but...
Like, what, 8 runes total have spawned and 3 have been DD? I think
there's like... Sumail.
I think there's like 6 different runes that can spawn, and 3 have been DD. That's pretty... And they have a Morphling? Yeah, that's pretty... A little dirty, but realistically, they probably would still be in this position without the DD.
Okay, they're gonna try to get a call off. 9, waiting nearby here, does go for the Dream Coil. They have to be careful though. The rest of the team, they go, they drop the Chaotic Offering. There's gonna be those long-range kisses coming into effect, and they finish off. Sumail's not looking good. 33 over onto the back lines. He's trying to escape. He tries to get the armor. He's not gonna be able to as he's the first one to fall. And now the hunt is on Koifa. Cookie hop forward, would love to get his hands on Snake King. Isn't gonna be able to quite make that jump just yet, but the avalanche from Mickey just blowing up Snake King. They take both of those Tundra boys down very quickly, and they're going right on in. The jump in again from Koifa. He's found himself a Drought Ranger. There's going to be the 2 buybacks, though. They want to punish it. They've gone a little bit far here as 9 silence up over here onto Koifa. They'll find the kill over on Slardar. Cookie hopping out here from Taiga. They're still hunting. 33 would love to get over there fast enough. Sumail, though, they turn right back around. 33 just gets blown up. He's got nothing here. Silence again over here onto Sumail. They'll try to slow him down. Mickey making his ways over onto the back lines. A toss forward over to Skeeter. Just going to be able to go and blow up Sumail. Snaking also falling.
Well, they got their second kill at least. I felt it too. I was like, after that fight, like, that's 2 racks at least. What a absolute trouncing by